What's going on, everybody? This your man Lucky. I'm back with another one. I hope everybody's doing well. In this video right here, I'm going to be talking about women testing men. Yes, fellas, y'all know what I'm talking about. Women love to test men, okay? It doesn't matter what your relationship is with that woman. It doesn't matter if y'all are casually dating, early stages of dating. It doesn't matter if you're in a long-term relationship. It doesn't matter if you're married. It doesn't matter. The test never end. Now, in the beginning, you're probably going to get a little more tests, when you're in the early stages, right? Whereas when you're married, the test will probably fall off a little bit, okay? But it doesn't matter what stage you're at. She is going to test you, okay? Now, why do women test? Women test because they're looking for strength in a man. That's the reason why women get with men. They get with men, one of the reasons they get with men is for his strength, okay? Mental and emotional strength. When a woman tests you, she's testing your strength, your mental and your emotional, okay? If a woman tests you and you react in an emotional way, that's going to instantly make her lose attraction for you. Women are not attracted to men who are emotional. So it's a good thing that she's testing you, because more than likely she's already attracted to you, physically or whatever the case may be. But now she wants to test you to see where you are mentally and emotionally. So when you're being tested by women, make sure that you do not react with emotion, okay? Now, again, if you're in the early stages of dating, you're going to get tested more. If you're in a long-term relationship or you're married, you definitely have to pass these little tests then. You definitely cannot act emotional then, especially for long-term relationship and you married guys. I'm going to get to that in the end. Stay tuned on the end. I'm going to come back and touch that on the back end. But now let's talk about your how you respond to the test that women that women give. So again, she's testing for your mental and your emotional maturity, right? She wants to see how confident you are, right? When a woman tests you, guys, first and foremost, there are several different ways you can respond, okay? But you never want to respond emotionally. When you feel like you're being tested by a woman, right? And you'll know, because it's either going to be something slick or sideways, kind of out of their mouth. You may go on a date and she just says something slick. If you feel some type of way about anything that a woman says to you, right? You just feel like she's trying to be slick. It's a test, okay? It's a test. When you realize that she's saying something and you feel some type of way and you realize it's a test, stop. Right then and there, stop. And you have to think about what your response is going to be. There's several responses or several different type of responses that you can give, but stop, think, and do not get emotional about it, right? There's different ways that you can handle it. But however you handle it, number one, make sure it's not emotional. Number two, make sure you're confident in your response. Okay? Now, so I'll give you an example, right? Let's just say, I don't know, you going out on a date and you have on some cologne and she just says something sideways about your cologne, right? Don't act emotional. Don't get oh man, I paid a lot of money for this because you don't like hot. Nah, you don't want to get like that, right? You just want to be confident in your response, right? The different ways that you can respond. So the first way is you can agree and then escalate your response, right? So if she just says something like, oh man, I see you poured on all the cologne. Just say something like, yeah, I did. Smell good, don't I? Or just something where you're flipping what she says. You're just kind of flipping it. You're unbothered by it and you're flipping it on her, right? So, if she says something about your shirt, your shoes, or, something that kind of knock you down, Just go along with it, but then you gotta flip it on her. You understand what I'm saying? If it bothers you, you can't let her see that it bothers you, right? So that's one way that you can respond to these little tests is you just go along with what she's saying and then flip it on her. You know what I mean? You just flip it on her. That's it, you know? Another way that you can respond is you can just ignore her. Okay, you can just ignore. Simply change the subject. She says something slick to you. You look at it, you think about it, you don't respond, you don't react emotionally. You just look at her, you know, maybe take a deep breath, get yourself together, because I know sometimes women say some slick stuff and you just want to, you know, but nah, you just get yourself together and, you know, just kind of look at her and smile, and then you might want to change the subject. You understand what I'm saying? Just you know, just kind of change the subject. If you're at a nice restaurant, she say something slick, and then you look at her, you smile, and then you just say something about the restaurant, like, "Oh man, can't wait to eat, man." You know, or you know, just something like that. I don't know all of the responses to give you, but you have to be quick and you have to think on your feet. You know, you have to be one step ahead of. You should already think of the things that, you know, she may possibly say, and then you already have a response ready for it. You understand what I'm saying? It's almost like, kind of like the movie. I don't know if y'all saw the movie 8 Mile with Eminem. You know, he was battling these guys, and when it came down to like that final battle, Eminem went first. And so when or Rabbit, right, went first. And so when he jumped up there, his whole verse was basically everything that he knew that they were gonna say. You understand what I'm saying? Everything that he knew negative that they could possibly say against him, he said it first. So then when it was time for them to go, they were just dumbfounded. They had absolutely nothing to say, because it's like, man, he already said it. You understand what I'm saying? That's how you flip it. If she says something slick, right, you just flip it on her and just have a nice little comeback, okay? That's how you deal with that. Like I said, the second way, you just ignore her. Don't respond to what it is that she said. You just change the subject and, you know, say something else. That's two ways that, you know, I think are effective to dealing with these tests. But again, women are always going to test you. They're testing you for your emotional maturity, to see if you get all upset and, you know, start whining or why you say that and all that kind of stuff. And they're also testing for your confidence, right? They want to see if you're going to fumble, if you're going to trip your words up, or if you're going to get caught up, like, and you're trying to figure out, like, you know, what do I say? What do I do? It just is what it is. It's just a part of how women evaluate you as a man. You must understand, guys, when you are in your masculine energy, when you are in your masculine frame, you never get emotional. I'm not saying that masculine men don't have emotions. I'm not saying that masculine men don't feel emotion. What I'm saying to you is you do not get emotional when you're dealing with a woman, especially at these times when you're being tested. You understand what I'm saying, fellas? It just is what it is. Like, you know what I mean? I don't know. You know, another example, you may go to a restaurant and you have on, you know, let's say you a guy that work out and you have on a shirt that's, you know, that fits your physique. I myself, I do that. I wear shirts that, you know, they kind of fit my physique. You go out on a date and she's like, oh, I see, you know, you got on your muscle shirt today. Or, you know, just something slick like that. You know, you could just respond like, hey, well, yeah, you know, I do a couple push-ups every now and then. How about you? You understand what I'm saying? Now you done flipped it on her. More than likely, she can't do no push-ups. More than likely, she's not in the gym like you. You understand what I'm saying? So now that you done flipped it on her, first of all, you showed the confidence. You responded not in an emotional way, and you flipped it on her. You understand what I'm saying? So now she gonna like, hold up. You know, maybe I need to fall back with all these little slick remarks, because now he done flipped it on me. You understand what I'm saying? That I don't know if that's aggressive. Look, I'm not a dating coach. You know what I'm saying? But that's what I would do. You understand what I'm saying? It's like, yo, you come at me some type of way. All right, cool. You know, you want to, you know, you got something slick to say. Okay, cool. I'm a get that, and then I'm gonna raise you one. You understand what I'm saying? And that'll cut down, but it'll let her know, number one, that you're not afraid of her. You're confident, and number two, that you're not emotional. Now, women get offended easily, so you might not want to flip it on her like that. You might, in a particular situation, you might not necessarily want to flip it on her, but you always want to respond in a confident, non-emotional way. Okay, guys, that's just what it is. You always have to pay attention to what women are saying. Always pay attention. Always pay attention to what they're saying. Okay. Usually these tests come in a form of a question, but sometimes it's an implied question, right? So it's like a question and a statement together. You know what I mean? Like she's saying something, but she's not really asking a question. She's like answering the question that she's asking, like, just in a slick way, So you just have to be careful. Now, for you guys that are in long-term relationships and marriages, this is very, very important. Very important, because when you're in a relationship, long-term relationship, or you're married, you really shouldn't be getting tested that much. You really shouldn't, okay? But if you start to get tested, you're noticing that your woman is testing you by saying, certain, just little slick things here and there. You have to pass those tests, guys. You have to, because there's a reason why you're being tested. You understand what I'm saying? Either she's losing attraction, you know what I mean? You're starting to get bored. She's bored with you. Or possibly there's somebody else knocking at the back door. And so now she's just trying to see who's the better choice. Or is it better for her to stay with you or maybe move on? Is she looking at somebody that might be, a little more confident than you? You may have lost your confidence. You may have lost that masculine frame. You're not in your masculine energy. And so she's testing you to see what she's going to do. So long-term relationship guys, marriage guys, this is very, very important. It is very important that you pass these tests. And I'm going to tell you right now, for everybody across the board, but especially for the long-term relationship and the married guys, right? If you are not passing these tests, right? If you find yourself getting emotional and, just things like that when you're being tested, you have to be careful, because she's going to start losing attraction for you. It is what it is. I'm telling you what I know. I'm speaking from experience. She's going to start slowly losing attraction for you. And what's going to happen is these little tests are going to escalate. They're going to escalate from these little tests to just like, it begins to get disrespectful. You understand what I'm saying? Those little tests turn into disrespect. It just continues to escalate. So you must, when you get tested, you must be able to get through those tests. If you realize, you being tested and you're not doing well on these tests, and then she begins to disrespect you, you have to check the disrespect. You have to check the disrespect, okay? That's just it, period. You have to check the disrespect right then and there. You don't wait till later. I don't want to get off into a tangent on a whole nother thing. This video is about tests. Listen, guys, you're always going to be tested. Just remember, do not get emotional when you're being tested, and always respond with confidence. You always respond with confidence, guys, okay? Women test because you should listen. If you're getting tested by women, it's a good thing. It's a good thing, because a woman is looking to move to the next level with you, but she just has to be sure that you're the right choice. You understand what I'm saying? Women don't want to deal with nobody that's emotional. Women have a tough time enough dealing with their emotions, because women's emotions are like up and down, up and down. So they don't want a man whose emotions is up and down, up and down. You understand what I'm saying? So if she's testing you, it's a good thing, fellas. You're doing good, okay? Just make sure that you pass these tests. Never get emotional. Always be confident in your response. She's going to try to trip you up. Guys, listen, it is what it is. Never back down from one of her tests. If she tests you and she say something kind of slick out the way and you be like, oh, you know, you really feel like that? Or, you know, you in your, nah, never back down from her test. When she comes at you with something, make sure you have a comeback. If you don't have a comeback, you know, you just change the subject. When you change the subject now, she gonna be thinking like, oh man, he changed the subject. And she might circle back. But just know when you've been tested and you change the subject, you have to already start thinking she's gonna come back with this again. So you gotta be already working on what your comeback is gonna be, okay? What your response is going to be. All right, guys, that's all I got for this video. I appreciate y'all, and I'll check you on the next one. Y'all be good.